So very good morning students. Let us again welcome back to the second year physics. See, in the previous class actually we discussed about a problems related to the Coulomb's inverse square law. In that one problem is already finished. If three charges are located at the corner of a equilateral triangle, that was is over. And another I would like to tell you another problem on the basis of same equilateral triangle only. Here let us, I'll read the question. It is there also in our material. The material page number I'll tell you, and suppose you want to do that also no problem. Page number 102. Question number is 6. Page number 102. Question number is 6. Page number 102. Question number is 6. Right. Coming to the point is, three charges plus q minus q plus q are kept at the corner of an equilateral triangle. So there is a three charges are placed at the corner of a equilateral triangle, that is plus q and again plus q, and there is another is minus q is placed at the corner of a equilateral triangle of side, and find the resultant electrical force on a charge plus q is placed at the centroid. There is another charge is placed at a centroid is plus q at a centroid O of the triangle. Then is asking what? Find a resultant force, electrical force acting at a centroid. At a centroid is asking resultant force. I'll tell you like this. See, here we should get first. Here actually here it is required there is a positive charge is there, and here also positive, and there is a negative charge. So of course the positive will be repelled like this. There is a force, and here also there is a force is repelled like this. There will be a force is F1 and F2. See, of course at a centroid there will be an angle is 120 degree between the F1 and F2, and for this F1 and F2 there will be a resultant is acting. Due to this F1 and I mean to say plus q is the one force, and another plus q is the another force. F1 and F2 are acting at a centroid O. For these two forces there will be a resultant force is Fr, right? This is the resultant force due to F1 and F2, and here we should get an F1 and F2 by using F1 and F2 at a centroid. The resultant we have to find, and here not only this F1 due to F2 the resultant is acting, there is a plus q minus q also there is a force is acting. That is, you say F3 is the force, and due to this both are in the same direction, that here we say F net, or else you say this is the F net. This is the method we have to find. Let us you take a first between plus q and plus q there is a force is F1 and F2 acting. Due to this F1 and F2 there is a resultant will be Fr. So that you have to find that resultant. For that there is an angle 120. Resultant Fr is equal to root over F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. So theta will be 120. You take as cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 it is to be 2 is cancelled. Here it is F1 square plus F2 square plus it is 2F. Again you say F1 and F2 are equal. Okay, this is we say both the forces are equal and it is represented as F. Therefore cos 120. Of course we know cos 120 value is it is minus 1 by 2. You say here minus 1 by 2. Then resultant Fr is equal to root over 2F square minus 2F square into 1 by 2, because cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. The resultant force Fr is equal to root over, you say 2F square minus F square. So Fr is equal to, it is F. This is the resultant is acting which is in the direction of in this. This is the due to F1 and F2. We have to find again due to F3, because we don't know the distance, right? This distance is we don't know. Sir, what is the distance is this? Yes, we should find a distance. That uses this, because this distance and this one this one is same. You say it is a equilateral triangle, no? Therefore you say it is a distance is half. In that half you take as a some distances you take as a some r by 2 like that. And here we should find this value, right? It is you take as a 30, and you say otherwise it is you say a by 2, because each side is a you take, and this we have to find as r you take. Now you take a triangle in this O, or you say here O is there, no? You say A, B and C, and it is D. From triangle, like you take from triangle AOD, from triangle AOD, cos 30 is equal to 30 it is of adjacent A by 2 by it is R. Cos 30 is nothing but a root 3 by 2, it is A by 2R. 2 cancel, therefore R is equal to A by root 3 it is. R value will be A by root 3. Now you get this F3 value, that is F3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by, because plus Q and minus Q is there. Suppose you take a Q only by, it is this distance square. What is this distance is there? A by root 3 whole square. So that F3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by A square into this root 3 whole square, no, that will come here up like this. It is F3 now. Now we know F1 also we know, or F also we know, it is in the same direction. So that the net force at a centroid is acting, that is F3 plus Fr. So here you write F net is equal to, F3 will be, you write here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is 3Q square by, you say A square plus Fr. Fr also represented same, no? Fr also represented F, no? F is nothing but a what? Again it is acting in the same direction and the distance also same. So that you take as Fr also is equal to F, that value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3Q square by R square, or you say A square it is. So that here again you write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3Q square by A square it is. So F net is equal to 2 of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 3Q square by A square it is. So this is the final answer we can say. So this is the final answer. Suppose you want to calculate and you want to simplify, we can also simplify like this. It is to be 3 of 2. So 6 will get, so 2 cancel, 2 ones are 2 2s. So that it is will be 3Q square by 2 epsilon naught A square will get. The final answer will be like this. So it is given in our material like the question. Clear? This is about a resultant force which is acting in the direction of net force. That is, we can say it is in the direction like this. So this is the one question related to the Coulomb's inverse square law. It is which is given in the material page number 102, question number 6. Suppose you go through this question, then it is also very important question, right? And here, coming to the one more problem on the basis of Coulomb's inverse square law only, it is given in our material only. Once you look at the question, that right. So there is another problem which is given the material. Once look at, so the page number 112, page number 112, question number 4.1, page number 112, question number 4.1. Two small identical balls, each of mass 0.20 gram, carry a identical charge and or suspended by a threads of equal weights, equal lengths. The ball positions themselves at an equilibrium such that the angle between the thread is 60 degree. The distance between the ball is 0.5 meter. Find the charge on each ball. The question, I'll explain the question. See, there is two threads which are suspended like this from the rigid support O. See, this is the one ball having a charge q and this is also having a charge q. There is a distance between the two balls are given as, it is 0.5 is given, right? The distance between the two balls, and coming to the point is, in between the two threads, angle is given as 60 degree, right? Angle is given as 60 degree, and coming to the point is, here actually thing is there is each ball of mass is given, m is equal to 0.20 gram. So mass is equal to 0.20 into 10 power minus 3 kg. You convert into kgs. It is over. And here the distance between the two balls are given, and at an equilibrium position the angle between the thread is 60 degree. Now the two balls are in equilibrium position because of the charges. and the arrow at a distance is 0.5 meter. And coming to the point is the find the charge on each ball. Is asking what? Find the charge on each ball. This is asking. See, let us actually, I'll tell you one thing. The length of the thread you say L, and there is a tension in the string is you say T. Yes, of course the tension which are in the equilibrium position. Therefore, at this position you take as mg is acting down for this ball, and for this ball also mg is acting down. Suppose you draw a one line which is like this, which making an angle theta. Therefore, this T can be resolved into two components. T cos theta is 1, right? It is acting like this. T cos theta is 1, and one more is you say T sin theta is 1. See, which is acting T sin theta towards like this. So, here it is the distance is you say x, and this distance is x. The total distance will be, it is 0.5 is given, no problem, and there is a electrical force is acting, F is like this. Clear? F is acting like this. Now is asking what actually we should find a by using this. Let us F is balanced by this first one. F is equal to T sin theta, you take equation 1, and here T cos theta, or you say mg is equal to T sin theta, which is T cos theta, it is balanced. You say equation 2, because T cos theta is balanced by mg, T sin theta is balanced by the Fe, because at an equilibrium condition which was given like this. Now you take T sin theta by T cos theta, therefore we will get like this, 1 divided by 2 T sin theta by T cos theta is equal to, it is Fe by you say mg. So T cancel, therefore tan theta is equal to Fe by mg. Right? Here Fe is nothing but a what? Here you take as a force now between the two charges, K q square by you say r square, the distance between the two charges. K is nothing but a we know, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 it is. Right? Here you write directly, that is tan theta is equal to, that is to be Fe, that you say 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by, it is r square into 1 by mg. It is given as to be like this. Now is asking charge now. Yes, directly you write the value of this one, which one theta value, directly you take, or else it is a theta no, better you take as it is half, right? You take as an a, this is half, it is theta, and this is you take a theta. Clear? Therefore, what happens? Now we will get the theta, this angle, total angle is 60 no, therefore it is 30 can be resolved, so that you take as a theta is equal to 30 degree. Now you write the values and get a q value, so that here tan 30 is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 it is, because 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9 is asking q, right? The distance between the two balls 0.5 whole square into mass is given as 0.2 into 10 power minus 3 g, you take as 9.8. So that here we should take a simplification. Therefore, according to the simplification, we may get like this, q square is equal to tan 30 it is. So tan 30 value is, we know, that is about actually sin 30 by cos 30, right? Sin 30 by cos 30. It is becomes 1 by root 3. You write here 1 by root 3, 9 into 10 power 9, right? By this you take as 0.5 whole square into 0.2 into 10 power minus 3 into 9.8 into q square. So q square is equal to cross multiply 0.5 whole square, 0.2, 10 power minus 3, 9.8 by root 3 into 9 into 10 power 9. So q is equal to, after simplification this all, therefore we may get 3.2 into 10 power minus 14, then q is equal to 1.78 into 10 power minus 7 coulomb. This is the value of charge on the each ball. The value of charge on the each ball will be q is equal to 1.78 into 10 power minus 7 coulombs. This is the one question related to Coulomb's inverse square law, on the basis of Coulomb's inverse square law. Clear? So if you go through these two problems, in the previous class also we discussed one problem related to the Coulomb's inverse square law, and this is the two problems. So this is the third problem we finished. Now let us, coming to the point is, again another we have the problem, one more problem is there in our material. I will tell you that problem. Yeah. page number, page number is 114, question number 4.5. See, like again it is a Coulomb's inverse square law, and it is on the basis of same, which one? On the basis of same issue, I mean to say principle of superposition. Here actually question I'll read you, then after I'll tell you how to do. Right. See, I'll tell you the question. Page number 114. Yeah, question number is 4.5. See, there are 4 charges, each with a magnitude q. 2 are positive and 2 are negative. You say 2 are positive and 2 are negative. Or else you take a same charges also, no problem. Your wish it is. So the process will be the same. There are 2 positive charges and there are 2 negative charges are placed at the corner of a sides of square. Of side is L, 1 to each corner in such a way that the force on the any charge directed towards the center of the square. So the force on the each charge is directed towards the center of the 2 charges. Find the magnitude of the net electrical force experienced by any charge. Of course, this is the problem which is very, very important. Actually, there are 4 charges are given which are placed at the corner of a square. Clear? There are 4 charges which are placed at the corner of a square. Okay. And here he is asking resultant force. Let us you take a 4 charges. This is the 4 charges, or you want to say identical charges also, no problem. Your wish. Suppose here the charge q, here also charge q, here also charge q, and here also charge q is acting. So there is a force between the 2 charges. You say it is on a square, side is, you say it is a 1 meter or a same side. Length of the square is L, L, L. Or you want to say R, R. Between the 2 charges, it is a distance between the 2 charges is R. Distance between the 2 charges is R. Distance between the 2 charges is R. Like that you take also, no problem. Therefore, find a resultant force at any one of the corner. At any one of the corner, a resultant is asking, that you say net. Right? So, there is a force is acting due to this Q and Q. The force will be F1, you say, and again it is also acting F2 like this. So, due to Q, that at a point, at a corner this, the resultant will be represented because of these 2. You say resultant is Fr. Of course, this between these 2 charges is 90 degree. Or due to these 2 forces, angle between the 2 forces is 90 degree. Therefore, resultant Fr is equal to root over F square plus F square plus 2F square cos 90. Therefore, Fr is equal to root 2 F square. So, you say Fr is equal to root 2 into F. See, due to this charge and due to this charge at this corner, force is acting F1 and F2. F1 is equal to F, you say, and F2 is equal to also F. And here another corner is there, no, that is a third corner, and also this force also acting towards the same charge. That you say, due to this, you say F3 is acting in the same direction. And here between these 2, F is no, therefore Fr is equal to root F into, root 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square, you write. Now let us see that due to charge q, that force is acting at a corner, this corner only, that force is F3. But we don't know the distance, no. It is like a rectangle triangle. Apply Pythagoras, you say A, B, C. From this ABC rectangle triangle, we can say BC square is equal to, right? It is AB square plus BC square, or it is, you say AC square, right? So that BC square is equal to AB square. It's nothing but L square and again L square. So BC square is equal to 2 into L square. So BC is equal to root 2 into L. So the total distance will be, what happens, it is root 2 into L. Now between these 2 charges, the force will be F3, no? Then F3 is equal to, you say 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by distance is root 2 L whole square. So F3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by 2 into L square. Now this F3 and resultant are acting in the same direction. Look at F3 and resultant are acting in the same direction. Therefore, due to F3 and Fr, that we can say net will be acting in the same direction, net, that is F net. Now you take a F net will be like this, add these two, 1 plus 2, that is root 2f plus F3, or else directly we can say F net is equal to root 2f is nothing but a Fr, that is root 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square plus F3 will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by 2L square. So that your F net is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square, you take a common. Therefore, remaining what happens, look at here, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square into root 2 plus 1 by 2. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, like this the way we should approach. If the 4 identical charges are located at the 4 corner of a square, therefore, find a net force or find a resultant force acting at a one of the corner will be F net is equal to like this. In our material, there is another question is given. It is little different because the charges are plus q and minus q is placed at the corner. Therefore, according to that, you do that problem as homework. Suppose you do that as homework, because here it is. This was related to what? It is the 4 identical charges are placed at the corner of a square. No, so this is the different problem, right? Because a charge q it is. But in our material, the problem was given as, see, plus q opposite corners and minus q are the opposite charges. So that there is a force of repulsion is act, and as well as there is a force of attraction also act. So according to that, again it is will be the same, root 2f only will get, but there will be a net force will be what happens, it is root 2f minus f dash. See, there will be what happens, everything is same, everything is same. The method, everything is same. Your resultant will get root 2f, right? And here F3 will be also same. It is F3 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon q square by root 2L only. But here we should take what here? It is the subtraction. Net will be, there you write root f minus F3. Then ultimately you will get what? Here root 2 minus 1 by 2. I will show you simple variation for this question. 4.5 question. See, this is the this question is, now you change minus q. There will be what happens now? The resultant will act like this. I will show you. Everything is same, but the diagram will be reversed. Like this it is act. Clear? So here is the minus q charge is there. So net will be what happens? It is towards a charge is acting now, minus q. So the root 2f is same. F3 also same. But you take a net will be minus. Simple, very simple change. Net will be minus. That's all it is. The answer is same, root 2 minus 1 by 2. Simple changes in this question you change as minus q. If identical charges are given, you take as a plus here. If opposite corners are placed a minus charge and opposite corners are placed a plus q charge, then it is becomes what happens? The net will be root 2f minus f3. The answer is same, that is what I mean to say. Okay, this is the answer, and you want to simplify, we can also simplify like this, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square, here it is root 2 minus 1 by 2 we can. Therefore, f net is equal to 1 by 2 into, or else you write like this, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by 2L square into root 2 minus 1. This is the method. This is the method for the force of Coulomb's inverse square law related problems, right? See, you go through this all problems, then for Coulomb's inverse square law. And also it is important for 4 marks that expression electrostatic force in a Coulomb's inverse square law is very important for 4 marks. Suppose to read that question and do the practice, and as well as the problems also related for that electrostatics in force, that problems also finished. Clear? From our material, and as well as some other examples also I will explain about, we did the problems. Clear? So these are the related problems, right? Thank you very much. We'll see in the next class with new topic, that is electric field, because force is over, because a rest charge can create a force field potential. So force is over. In this chapter again we have field, so that we'll meet with a new topic, that is with electric field. Thank you very much. Thank you.